Hello friends, I welcome you on BYJU'S Exam Prep, India's most comprehensive preparation platform for all the engineers. All the candidates who are joining me live, just quickly confirm your presence in the comment section and tell me whether my audio visual quality everything is clear so that we can proceed with the session. Till you are going to report me this, let me just brief you what is the ideal duration and what is the agenda for today's session. The ideal duration for today's session is going to be approximately, as usual, 45 minutes. And the agenda for today's session is, you must be aware that every Sunday, 11 a.m. on BYJU'S Exam Prep YouTube channel, we are discussing the ultimate guidance for engineers for your current affairs. You must be aware that current affairs is a very critical, very important part of your preparation when it comes to UPSC, engineering services, other related state civil services examination, various PSUs in terms of written examination also, and more weightage you can add when it comes to the group discussion and the interview part of your examinations. So all the candidates, just quickly tell me in the comment section everything is okay, and please like, share and subscribe the session so that more and more people are going to be benefited. Like the session, share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep so that you get all the important notifications for important sessions for your examinations. So I hope everything is okay, everything is fine, and just give me a green signal that we should start. Shall we start? Some of you may be joining me for the first time, so there is a brief introduction about myself. My name is Ashutosh. As you can see on the screen, I have 11 plus years of teaching experience, completed MTech from ITBHU in 2010. I have written a couple of books also. In my areas of expertise are power system, electrical machines, electromagnetic field theory, material science, and obviously engineering ethics. Before we start, a very important information for all the candidates who are seriously preparing for GATE 2023. BYJU'S Exam Prep is running a very important comprehensive throughout the year series, that is Mastering Concept. It is going to comprise a structured plan for all your subjects where we will be discussing the important concepts, related questions, and at the end of every subject you will be getting the Menti quiz also, so that you can test your speed and accuracy both at the same time. These are the schedules. If you have not attended these sessions, do attend these sessions. Just now I have finished power system. I have discussed basics of transmission line, reactive power compensation, stability and fault analysis. So if you are interested, you can join these sessions, and I hope you will be getting some value addition. Let us start with the first topic that we are going to start. Nat Pol Rex 8. What is this Nat Pol Rex 8? Sometimes some words, some acronyms which are little weird to remember, little weird to pronounce, they are very favorite for UPSC or some of the current affairs section. So see, what is this Nat Pol Rex 8? The Defense Secretary inaugurates 2-day national level pollution response exercise. National level pollution response exercise of the Indian Coast Guard of Mormugao Harbour, Goa. In Goa, this exercise has been conducted. Now, what is this Nat Pol Rex? The objective of Nat Pol Rex 8 is to enhance the preparedness and response capabilities of all the stakeholders in combating the marine spills. So the basic objective of this Nat Pol Rex is to get the preparedness and the response capability to control or combat the marine spills. You must be knowing that oil spill is a very important issue as far as environment is concerned or the marine ecosystem is concerned. Lot of laws, rules, regulations, international conventions are on this particular issue. So if you ask me, because everybody asks, sir, what to read in current affairs? So my response is, everything under the sun is going to be the syllabus for current affairs. And how you are going to approach it? See, this is the basic agenda for these sessions. We are coming up with the weekly current affairs, but in every session I am telling you that until and unless you have that approach towards the current affairs, nobody can give you 100% surety about the current affairs. Now, because of the limitation of time, definitely I cannot go into the depths of oil spill, but you can go to the internet after the session and just try to read as much as you can and see what are the important steps related to oil spills. Is it clear? Next, it aims at validating the procedures and the guidelines as contained in the National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan, NOSDCP. This is important. You can get a direct question, especially for those candidates who wanted to have a very quality preparation for current affairs as far as engineering services exam is concerned. Is it clear? Yes, everyone. Do not forget to tell me yes or no in the comment section, then only I will be able to understand whether you are able to follow me or not. Now, at the national and regional level, under the aegis of SACEP. SACEP. What is this? We will talk about this. Okay. During the exercise, various components of NOSDCP were invoked to validate and improve the contingency plans and evaluate the preparedness of the source agencies as well as stakeholders to meet any marine spill disaster at the sea. Now let us talk about SACEP, that is South Asia Cooperation Environment Program. This is extremely important. You may get a direct question on this. Whenever I put the star, you understand that this is going to be very important for your current affairs. Okay. Now, very simple understanding, as the name itself indicates, you have to just remember the acronym, because if you remember the name South Asia Cooperation Environment Program, very easily you can understand what is going to be its objective. The South Asia Cooperative Environment Program, which is known as SACEP, is an intergovernmental means the government of various countries or the nations are involved as the stakeholders. It was established in 1982. Remember the year, by the South Asian governments. Now, South Asia comprises which of the countries? Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. These countries comprise the South Asia. Is it clear? If you want some more information, you can read, but I think this is going to be sufficient for your examination. Generally, they are asking when a particular intergovernmental organization is established. So, the SACEP is established in 1982. And what are the member countries? From there, you can get a question. Rohit Tileshwar, see, we have a dedicated YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep in Hindi also. Okay, you just search for it, you write BYJU'S Exam Prep Hindi YouTube channel, you will get the link. Just follow it. Already one faculty is taking the current affairs in Hindi, so you can follow his classes if you want it in Hindi, because this platform belongs to only English discussion. I can see more number of candidates in the live class. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. That is very, very important. Now let us talk about the NOSDCP. What is this NOSDCP? This is the National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan. Now, how it all started, let us see how UPSC is going to visualize a particular issue, that how they are going to ask the question. The first thing, it was 42nd Amendment which introduced Article 48A, part of the directive principle of the state policy, which says the state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. Article 51AG, part of the fundamental duties read, it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment. Now, my friend, this is extremely important because this is the starting of environment protection in India. And the year was, this 42nd amendment was passed in 1976. You must be knowing in our constitution, we are getting constitutional amendments so that our constitution has the synchronized dynamics with the socio-political and economic reality of the nation. In that regard, 1976, the 42nd constitutional amendment was enacted. Now, some very brief idea I will give you, that if you are preparing for any competitive examination where you may get a question from the polity or the law, this is the amendment you must read, whether from some book or from some internet resource you can read. Even it must be available on BYJU'S website also, BYJU'S Exam Prep website also, if you are preparing for civil services or other examination. This is such a significant amendment that it changed the way in which Indian Constitution was taken. Yes. Now, this National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan has been in operation since July 1996, and it brings together the combined resources of, now there are three stakeholders under this National Oil Spill Disaster Plan: the Government of India, including that of the Indian Coast Guard. Second, the state governments, including emergency services. So the state governments are also going to be the stakeholder. And the shipping, ports and the oil industries. Shipping, ports and the oil industries. Now let us have some important data. India is the second largest consumer of oil. India is the second largest consumer of oil equivalent primary energy in Asia Pacific region after China. China is at the first place in terms of consumption of oil equivalent primary energy in the Asia Pacific region. Now something for your homework. You can see what are the countries which come under Asia Pacific region. Some homework for you. About 70% of the world oil demand is ferried. Ferried means transported along the Indian coastline. Indian coastline. So you can understand why India has major stakes when it comes to the oil spill disaster. Is it clear? Yes. What are the objectives of this plan? The objectives of this plan are to establish an effective system for detection and reporting. The first thing you have to do is, if there is an oil spill in the ocean, the first action is to detect it, because generally the hinterland or people living on the land, how they are going to be aware about this situation. So you must have a dedicated channel, dedicated system to understand or detect where is the actual oil spill. Second, to establish adequate measures for preparedness of oil and chemical pollution. So preparedness. Third, to facilitate rapid and effective response. Rapid and effective response to the oil pollution. Fourth, to establish adequate measures for crew, responders and public health and safety and protection of the marine environment. Fifth, to establish appropriate response techniques to prevent, control, combat oil and chemical pollution and dispose of recovered material in an environmentally sound manner. Next, to establish record keeping procedures to facilitate recovery of costs, to maintain the evidences for the purpose of identifying the polluter and taking suitable administrative, civil or criminal action against the polluter. Are you getting this? So criminal action, administrative and civil action can also be taken. Is it clear? Now see, the next topic we are going to discuss is green hydrogen. This year whatever examination you are going to appear, if current affairs is coming or if you are going to attend some good interview, you may get a question on green hydrogen. What is green hydrogen? Let us understand. Because Oil India Limited has commissioned India's first 99.999% pure green hydrogen pilot plant. What is this? Commissioning of India's first 99.999% pure green hydrogen pilot plant with an installed capacity of 10 kg per day as its Jorhat pump station in Assam. So where it has started? Assam. You may get a direct question. Where this first approximately 100% pure green hydrogen power pilot plant is established. The plant produces green hydrogen from the electricity generated by the existing 500 kilowatt solar plant. Now please try to understand why we are calling it green hydrogen. The reason is it is using a technique which is based on electrolysis, and for that electrolysis procedure the requirement of the electricity is taken by the non-conventional energy resources. That is why they are saying the plant produces green hydrogen from the electricity generated by the existing 500 kilowatt solar plant. So the energy which we are getting from the solar plant is being utilized for the electrolysis process, and that is why we are saying it is 100% pure green hydrogen. Using a 100 kilowatt anion exchange membrane. Now this is the method used. You can get a question on this also. Anion exchange membrane. No need to go into much detail, but you must know the full form. It is anion exchange method. Anion exchange method. I will show you the diagram also, so that little bit understanding you can have. Is it clear, everybody? Keep on sending me yes or no in the comment section so that I can get to know whether you are there or not. Now let us see what is this green hydrogen. This technology, that is the green hydrogen technology, is based on the generation of hydrogen, where hydrogen is a universal, light and highly reactive fuel through a chemical process known as electrolysis. So what is the basic method they are using? Electrolysis. This method uses an electric current to separate the hydrogen from the oxygen in the water. To separate the hydrogen from the oxygen in the water. Electrolysis procedure we are using. If this electricity is obtained from renewable sources, therefore produce energy without emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and that is why we are adding the term green before this hydrogen, because non-conventional energy resources Now if you want to understand this non-conventional energy resources, you have to go back to the Industrial Revolution. When the Industrial Revolution came, the main idea was what? Have you heard about Industrial Revolution? 17th century. Industrialization. Lot of industries were coming into the picture, big industries. The major focus was only on how to increase the production. And if you want to read about Industrial Revolution, you must read about the Gutenberg Revolution. What is Gutenberg Revolution? And then you will understand Industrial Revolution. Actually, this person Gutenberg, he invented the first printing press. Okay, good morning everybody. This person Gutenberg, he invented the first printing press. So for the first time, the information could be easily spread. Suppose if I want to give my information to 100 people. So what I have to do? Either I will go door to door and I will talk to those 100% and I will tell my information, or what I will do, I will write such 100 pages by my hand and then I will spread it. But suppose if I want to spread it to 1 lakh people, is there any solution? No, at that time. So when printing press started, and the first printing press was Gutenberg, and that is why we are calling it Gutenberg revolution, because the moment we were able to print through machine, it came as a great revolution to change the way people see industry or the production or the manufacturing. And this idea actually gave rise to the industrial revolution in the 17th century. And when industrial revolution came, the major focus was how to increase the production. Nobody was thinking about the environment. Nobody was thinking about what is going to be the future in terms of sustainability and other such issues. So what these industries did, they took fuel in the form of coal, in the form of oil, in the form of gas, and so many other resources to get the energy as input to their industries. But you must be knowing whether it is oil, gas, coal, whatever it may be, they have very serious consequences on our environment, and that is why we are dealing with so much issues like global warming, climate change. Yes or no? Environmental protection. Yes. Now we are talking about non-conventional energy resources. Non-conventional energy resources, the basic focus is that instead of using those resources as energy, that is coal, gas, oil, and you can add hydro also in that, hydropower. Why hydropower? Because for hydropower plant, you must clear a large section of the flora and fauna. Maybe there is a forest, maybe there is a mountain. So it requires a large scale rehabilitation and resettlement for the local flora and fauna. So that also involves a great environmental cost. So instead of using those conventional sources of energy, now we are focusing on wind, solar, okay, and ocean thermal and fuel cell and so many other. We are focusing on other alternate methods of getting energy as a source for our industries. Is it clear? Now I think you must be knowing what is non-conventional. Producing green hydrogen by electrolysis from renewable sources involves breaking down water molecule into oxygen and hydrogen. This is the most simple way. Yes. The water used in the electrolysis must contain salts. Now this is important, can be asked. Must contain salt. Then only it is going to conduct electricity, and then only electrolysis is possible. And minerals to conduct the electricity. So the salts and the minerals are very necessary. You cannot get pure water to perform electrolysis. 2 electrodes are immersed in the water and connected to a power source, and a direct current is applied. Another important one. Direct current we are using. For the electrolysis, we are using the direct current. So if you are getting a statement AC current is used, that is wrong. The dissociation of the hydrogen and the oxygen occurs when the electrodes attract ions with an opposite charge to them. During the electrolysis, an oxidation reduction reaction occurs due to the effect of electricity. You can understand something like this. This is the system which performs the electrolysis process, which we are calling as electrolyzer. It has water and it has 2 electrodes. At the positive electrodes, the oxygen is going to be accumulated or liberated, you can say, and at the negative electrode, the hydrogen is going to be accumulated or released. These 2 chambers. Now the electricity for this electrolyzer is being taken by a solar plant, which is a renewable electricity. This solar power plant is getting energy from the sun, and from the hydrogen gas chamber, the hydrogen gas is stored in the large gas tanks, and finally this hydrogen can be consumed in lot of applications. It may be aviation, chemical manufacturing and shipping, etc. Let us see what are the major applications of green hydrogen or hydrogen per se, because green hydrogen is nothing but the hydrogen. The process how you are producing that hydrogen is making that hydrogen green hydrogen, but there is no difference in the nature of the gas you are getting. So it is hydrogen only. Green hydrogen is hydrogen only. This green is just because you are using renewable resources, so that there is hardly any impact on the environment. So this green hydrogen will also be the key for mining vehicles, okay, mining vehicles, trains, aircrafts, lorries, buses, even maritime transport also. Currently hydrogen is mainly used in two sectors. One is the chemical industry to make the fertilizers, ammonia and fertilizer, while the second main use is the petrochemical industry to produce petroleum products. These are the two important usages, and it is about to be used in the steel industry. Now you please understand, steel industry has a very high toll on the environment. It creates lot of environment pollution. So if anyhow we can replace steel industry with the help of giving energy to the steel industry by the hydrogen as a fuel, then we can reduce lot of you can say carbon footprints because of the steel industry. We can reduce the impact on the environment because of this steel industry. I hope it is clear. Let us go to the next topic. The next topic is Earth Day 2022. 22nd of April every year we celebrate the Earth Day. Let us see what was the theme and how it all started. Earth Day has been celebrated since 1970. So for the first time it was started in 1970. It was first observed in the United States when people took to the streets to protest against the 1969 Santa Barbara oil spill, which killed thousands of seabirds, dolphins, seals and the sea lions. The theme for 2022 is invest in our planet. Invest in our planet. Very, very important. You can get a direct question. Are you able to follow me? Invest in our planet. This is the moment to change it all, the business climate, the political climate and how we take action on climate. Now is the time for the unstoppable courage to preserve and protect our health, our families, our livelihoods together, and we must invest in our planet. Why they are calling this theme as invest in our planet? So the basic idea is sustainability. The basic idea is sustainability. Why sustainability? Suppose you are earning 1 lakh rupees per month. So some amount of your salary you are investing. Why? Because if there is a bad time in future, then you can use that saving. That is what this theme means too. So we have to invest. We have to invest in our planet so that it is going to be sustainable for us also and for the future generations also. Next topic is syndemic. Now from past 2 years, when we faced COVID pandemic situation, COVID pandemic situation, now everybody is talking about epidemic, pandemic. So you must be knowing what is epidemic and what is pandemic. Okay, epidemic means a particular disease which is occurring to a very restricted region, but it is spreading very fast and a particular population is affected, not all are affected. When it is pandemic, pandemic means a large section of the population can be affected. We call it pandemic. So now there is a new term which is in vogue, which is in fashion, that is syndemic. and this can be asked in your examination. What is syndemic? Okay, especially UPSC loves these type of chants. What is syndemic? Let us try to understand. First, I will give you some idea, then you can understand it from the text. See, there are two ways of thinking about a particular disease. One way is you just focus on that disease. Yes or no? If somebody is saying I am having fever, so you just give him the medicine for fever and treat his illness, his or her illness. What is the other way? The other way is if somebody is reporting a particular disease, so you think in a very comprehensive manner. Now you must be feeling it right now. If may God forbid, but if somebody goes to the doctor is asking the complete story. Okay, what happened, when you went to sleep, when you wake up, then what you have eaten, then what you feel, then what you experience. Why doctor is asking this story? Because the doctor wants to connect the dots. Because there is a strong relation in various factors affecting our health. So when we talk about syndemic approach, it does not see or visualize a particular disease in the isolation. It tries to explore that how different factors are going to be having the conclusion or the consequence in terms of the disease. So we are defining syndemic or synergistic epidemic. Synergistic epidemic is the aggregation of two or more concurrent or sequential epidemics or disease clusters in population with biological interactions which exacerbate. Exacerbate means to make it more bad, or in simple words you can say to worsen the situation. The prognosis and the burden of disease. Prognosis means how the disease is going to be observed, identified, the real cause of the disease. Is it clear? Syndemics develop under health disparities also caused by poverty, stress, structural violence, and are studied by epidemiologists and medical anthropologists concerned with public health, community health, and the effects of social conditions on health. Now see what we are calling as syndemic. Mutually reinforcing interaction of disease and social conditions. It means when you talk about syndemic, social condition is also going to be very important. Socio-economic condition is also going to be important. If you see, most of the diseases are going to have a great toll only on the poor people. Yes or no? And very recently, an article was published in which it is observed that there is a clear connection between the poverty, malnutrition, and the tuberculosis. Now you must be knowing that India is on the mission to remove tuberculosis from Indian soil. And it is not going to be happening in near future, if we don't tackle with malnutrition, poverty, and other social conditions. I hope you are getting this. So you see, HIV infection, adverse mental health, substance use, violence, they all get together to give you what we are calling as syndemic. Is it clear, everybody? Just tell me in the comment section, are you able to follow this? The next important issue that we are going to discuss is e-DAR. It is not Aadhaar. Some people may be confusing e-DAR with Aadhaar. And I can tell you, if UPSC is going to ask a question on this, definitely one statement you will be getting in terms of Aadhaar. Because most of the people are going to be confused with this. But this is not related to Aadhaar. This is an accident app to make the claim settlements easier. What is the idea? The idea is now road accident victims won't have to run from one authority to another to claim compensation. They can use a mobile app to alert and activate all the stakeholders, including police, insurance companies, and motor accident claim tribunals at one go to immediately after any untoward incident. Everybody just tell me in the comment section, are you able to follow this? On the directions of the Honorable Supreme Court, a portal, that is e-DAR, has been developed by insurance companies. The next topic is twisted bilayer graphene. All the candidates, if you belong to electrical or electronics, then you must be reading this. This is important. It is something related to your subject, material science. Today we are talking about twisted bilayer graphene. Now this is a very unique material. Twisted bilayer graphene, it shows the range of behavior from insulator to superconductor. In a nutshell, you can understand. Such a magical material it is. One of the important materials that are being studied today is twisted bilayer graphene. You can get a direct question on this. This is the material in which a wide variety of phases have been observed that pique the interest of physicists, such as insulator, superconductor, and even phases that imitate liquid crystals also. Even some of the forms, it can imitate liquid crystals also. This is made by placing two layers of graphene on the top of each other such that they are aligned well, and then twisted one layer so that it makes a well calibrated known angle with respect to the former. That is why it is called as twisted. When such a twist is given, the lattice shows what is called as Moir patterns. Moir patterns can be asked are wavy finger-like patterns that we see, for example, when two layers of synthetic fabric overlap and move with respect to each other. Next important topic related to this is Twistronics. This field of study is used to develop this material, and this material, you must be feeling very proud. This material is developed by or researched by Indian Institute of Science, ISC Bangalore. So if you are preparing for GATE examination, you can understand that if you enter ISC Bangalore, what kind of research exposure you are going to get. What is this field, Twistronics? Twistonic, which is made of twist and electronics, is the study of how the angle between layers of two-dimensional materials can change their electrical properties. So what they are doing? Twist, electronics, how the angle between layers of two-dimensional materials can change their electrical properties. Materials such as bilayer graphene have been shown to have vastly different electronic behavior, ranging from non-conducting to superconducting state, that depends upon the sensitivity on the angle between the layers. So you keep on changing the angle between them, you will be getting different properties. So this is all from my side, friends, for today. Thank you so much for joining me live in the discussion. If you want more such stuffs, you can subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep, and you can also join my personal Telegram channel on BYJU'S Exam Prep, that is Electrical by Ashutosh Sir, that is my name. So till then, goodbye. Let us meet again. 11 AM every Sunday, only on BYJU'S Exam Prep. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get more such videos for your exam preparation. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.